What is up, guys? Wraith here, Grey Bearded Gaming Society. We finally lost our pet with the cool Staff of Writhing, unfortunately. But we lost him for a good cause. We lost him while getting a shadowed rapier off some shadowed men. And you might ask, how did you manage to lose such a cool pet on just some shadowed men? Well, it turns out when you aggro a whole bunch of them, even when you think you're cooler than they are, they tend not to appreciate it. So yeah, we survived the ordeal. We did, but we lost our cool pet. But we did get the shadowed rapier. So now with the shadowed rapier, our Ring of the Ancients, I think we're gonna go over here. We're gonna see if we can find a little hastened boot strutter guy, and see if we can go ahead and get ourselves some journeyman boots. Just another really spiffy thing to add to the repertoire. We have not been afraid so far to get, like some potions of speed and such like that. But I definitely don't want to keep that going for too long. I mean, I'll just burn out all of my daybreak coins if I keep hammering away with those things. But so it should be very worthwhile, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then I was actually hoping for a shadowed book at the same time. And I was like, well, if I'm going to go this far over anyway. But no luck on the shadowed book. Basically, with the shadowed book, I would start a couple of quests that I will most likely do. One just for cool looking items, and one of them has a really cool effect. As for those who remember the old Sol Row quests, is they've got the Book of Darkness quest, which has a right-clickable effect of Allure of Death, which is just nice. So, at least for right now, since we don't have the Call of Bones upgrade spell, we would just have a clickable version of that. It's just also handy to have at other times, too, because even if I were to get Call of Bones, if you're doing something, I would say slightly lesser, maybe, something where you don't need to be quite as mana-intensive, you can use the smaller one. It's not uncommon for me to run like lower tiers of spells, whatever is more convenient at the time. Like right now, like I'm still running Fear instead of the upgraded version of Fear. I was out there doing the Cyclopses and didn't want them to be feared for too long. And this one was perfect to get them to that one side of the beach, kind of have them move back and forth, and it would break before they would, get me in trouble. Whereas an area where you're super wide open, you can just go for the big one and you got it all day. So again, it just kind of varies. It's how long do you need that fear to last, right? But it's the same thing with some other spells. I mean, in some of the groups I was in, I actually took Dooming Darkness off the bar and went with a lesser snare, only because the group needed the snare, but did not necessarily need a lot of the damage. So plus I was drawing a lot of aggro if I wasn't careful with my spells, so I just went with the lesser snare to kind of get the job done. But like I said, we're probably going to do our Book of Darkness. We are probably going to do. We've given some serious thought to doing the Harvester, just because it looks cool. It's not like the coolest item, but it does look really cool. Cannot lie about that. So we'll see if we'll do that, and maybe look at some of the. Might pick up tailoring, and just look at some of the other. I think it's the shadow armor, shadow silk armor, something like that. But we are going to run around here for a few minutes in Wrath and see if we can't get eyes on our boy Hasten Boot Strutter. And, I get invited to a gut group as I get over here. Alright, so let's see about that. But then we will check back in with you guys here in a little while. Well, guys, I actually did not get the hand-in recorded, and the reason I didn't get it recorded was actually because I was fighting the hill giant at the time. But we have our journeyman boots right here. So we have finished a first very spiffy quest. I love to have these things. They are awesome to have. And then, do you want a pet? Do you want a sword? Oh, he doesn't want a sword. All right, apparently he wants some dual wielding options. But either way, we now have. And they're not going to take hold right now because we have the little the buff thingy. We're not going to take it off just now because we actually did try to frickin', we bought the thing. But either way, we have ourselves a set of journeyman boots. We were hoping, like I said, when we worked on the Shadowmen that we were going to get the Shadowed Book or maybe the Shadowed Sight, so maybe we could work towards either the Harvester or the Book of Darkness. But we will work on those in good time. I think they'll be very worthwhile items to have. So we will probably do those just to get them. We're trying to decide now. We're almost out of time for the evening, but we're trying to decide if we should try some hill giants here, because we're doing pretty good. And so far, they've actually dropped like 70 plat. Because like see the last one on the scroll, he dropped like 38 plat. And actually, I think, do I still have the last one might be a little far up. Because a lot of other crazy stuff has happened, plus he did who. But the last one dropped like 40 plat. So either way, we did pretty good and cannot complain. We are going to keep eyes on everybody else's hill giants. But yeah, we might pull us a couple. We'll see. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't exactly get the quest turn-in filmed. But like I said, it was one of those things where I was bored. I saw a hill giant, so I pulled it. And then halfway through my fear kite, somebody started screaming that Hasten was up, and he was right in front, because there he actually goes right there. And we ran up. We waited. The first guy clicked. We saw the little red glow. The second guy clicked red glow. I'm like, all right, so it means it's my turn. So I clicked. And there we go. So, but anyways, right now we can actually wear them if we wanted to. But either way, we got ourselves some JBoots, and we're gonna pester some hill giants for a little bit, I think, just to see what happens. But we will check back in here in a little while, guys, and see what other kind of trouble that we've gotten into. So we have decided to carry on with what we started the other night, of course, where we did our spiffy journeyman boots. We can be running fireball through zones now, and we decided we're going to quest some of our Sol Row gear that we talked about the other day. We've decided to commit. So one of the pieces, of course, was we got some tailoring skills. So we have actually already tailored up. Did some more words for our collection back. There we go. We've already tailored up our Inky Shadow Silk and our Shadow Silk. And while we were doing the Journeyman boots, we actually went ahead and got the skeletal fingers and the skeletal toes for those portions. So now we're going to run around and collect the scepters. We have one from here at Guk, which is why we ran back over here to Guk. And then we have one from Mistmore. We're going to have to go get those. Then it's going to be hunting some Shadowed Men. But one of the other things that we're going to have to try to make sure that we do when we're going around is we're also going to try to do our Harvester quest and our Book of Darkness quest. And we might not be able to do it all in one swoop around the planet, but it's whatever gets us closest is what we're going to do. So stick around, and here's a little bit of our adventures. Try not to get clobbered getting our Sol Row upgrades. Okay, gang. I think we are finally there. I went ahead and came out to the Temple Solro. It's been forever since I've been out here, but we have now run around. I'm a horrible YouTuber because I forgot to do, like, I ran out to the Ocean of Tears and got the shadow knifed off the Goblin Headmaster. Got killed in the process. It's one of the first times I've died in a while all by myself, because like I saw the couple of goblins right around him. I went straight after him, aggroed somehow like 6 things super fast, got the loot. My first 2 feigned deaths just fell to the ground. So I was like, all right, started to try to book for it, just ended up with more aggro. But either way, we got our shadowed knife and a free port back to Nectalos Forest. So at this point, we are looking really good here, because now all we need to do now is we need to get our shadowed scythe from a shadowed man. We need to get a shadowed hand for the gloves. And then we need to get, I believe it's the Eye of Shadow for the boots. So we need basically pieces from the shadowed men now. So yeah, it's the we have the Eye of Shadow from a shadowed man. So basically we need the eye, we need the hand, and we need a shadowed scythe. And then we will be able to do 3 different hand-ins here in Temple of Solro for the Warlock. We'll get the, Warlock, Necro. We'll get the Shadowbound Boots, we'll get the Shadowbound Gloves, and we will get the Harvester. And the Harvester, again, it's not going to be spectacular for us. It's definitely going to be a huge upgrade over a Fire Beetle. But it'll give us, the Deadeye, I believe, is like the See Invis full time, which will be handy. It has a really cool look to it. And it really, aside from some running around, what we just did with Ginny right here is we did a hand-in of the equivalent of 55 plat, 550 gold, and she will give you the Fire Opal. And if you're patient enough, you can go out and hunt for your own drop. I was like, all right, I want to just get everything consolidated where I'm down to just this last portion. So all we need now is in our next decent series, or session, I should say, is we are going to go ham on some shadow. We're going to find a Shadow Man camp we can handle, and we're going to look for our Shadow Man parts, and then we will come back to here and we will do some hand-ins and get some necro quests. So stick around. I'll get a little bit of that footage. And oh, by the way, it took me entirely too long to find Ginny, because the way this place is and things overlap on all these different floors. I was running around up there forever going, she's supposed to be right here. Like, sit on the map, and I'm sitting right on top of her, and then I remembered, oh right, it actually loops in and around to a whole other floor. So yay me. But we got it figured out. Again, we haven't been here in a very long time, but now we should be all set to be in a very good spot. We're going to do some Shadow Man camping, Shadow Man farming, and get a bunch of sweet necro loots, but next time. So stick around. It'll be seconds for you, probably a day or 2 for me, but we'll pick back up here in just a bit. So there you have it, guys. We have done a handful of quests. We're not completely done with all the quests that we want to completed in here, but we did manage 3, which was really not bad. Obviously, the other one that we want to work on is the Book of Darkness. That one requires a little bit more traveling because we end up having to go back out to like Lake Wrath to do other things. Had I really been paying attention, I probably would have tried to get that while I was closer. Basically, we got to go to there, go to Permafrost, gather up the books, and of course get the piece of books from the Shadow Man. But we have now completed our Harvester, which is either hand, which is nice. 5 strength, 5 intelligence, 4 AC. It's basically like wearing a shield more so, but you get the Deadeye all the time in Warren. So you get the See and Viz, and you get the night vision. Now, we don't really need the night vision, obviously, because we are a dark elf, but permanent See and Viz is nice. Plus, it just looks super cool. You're running around with a scythe that just looks awesome. Like I said, we traded in. We still have it in one of our bags here somewhere. We still have our Skull on a Stick, their Staff of Writhing. So if we really need to melee something, we can break out with some of that action. But for right now, our book is actually a bit stronger because we did get the Black Tome with Silver Runes. So 4 intelligence and 30 mana, just trying to stack up some stats. Of course, we also just now finished our Shadowbound Gloves, which is a huge upgrade over what we had, which was just 2 AC. So now we're 6 AC, 3 mana, 3 strength, 3 intellect, 3 dexterity, which is also super cool. And then we upgraded to the Shadowbound Boots. So Claw Sandals to 5 AC, 15 hit points, 50 mana, which is pretty nice. Plus they're very lightweight. And you get that super jet black look, which is also pretty cool. So we have the jet black boots, the jet black gloves, that just kind of matches with our spiffy robe. But I think that is going to be a good spot to call up for this particular set of adventures. Like I said, we've done a bunch of questing in the last couple of days. Didn't get a ton of experience, but we're closing in on 37. We got some pretty good upgrade spots. We actually paid a jeweler the other day, so we got some Jaded Electrum bracelets, and we got our Golden Star amulet. So we're starting to get a couple of stats here and there. Some of the other spots are still pretty much just kind of trash, but we'll kind of work on those as we go. We used our newfound tailoring skills to make like a raw silk mantle and a raw silk sash and things. Like the only reason we didn't make some of these other pieces is that we knew we were actually going to quest for them. So, but here we go, guys. Our little Necro is coming together, a little bit of old world style. We got a bunch of free weapons for the pet from the Shadowman, which is nice. But again, I think we'll call it a series of adventures for right now. As always, guys, if you like what we're doing, please don't forget to like, comment, maybe subscribe down below. We love to hear from everybody. Doesn't matter which version of EQ we're in. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay distant, and stay in EverQuest, and we'll see you there. Night, guys.